So, Robert Bowling,
Yes.
you're almost known as the Call of Duty man.
For a long time, yeah, I was.
Was it? How was it, your time with the franchise? Was it something like a war of sorts?
My time at Infinity Ward was amazing. I mean, I got to deliver some of my favorite games, some of my personal favorite games, and I had an amazing time doing it. But, now we're moving on to Robotoki and like a lot of stuff that we've never done in the past that I'm really excited about. So it's been refreshing, but I take a lot from my experience back then.
And with that experience, with that perspective, you can offer. Where do you see the series is going from now on? After Black Ops 2, maybe in the next generation. What's your personal view of that?
I honestly have no clue, because just looking at what they're doing with Black Ops 2, they're going in such a new direction by taking it into the future and introducing all these new mechanics. So it's exciting and refreshing to see them doing so much new stuff with the franchise. So I have no clue where they're going in the future, but I guess we'll see.
Okay. Now back to Robotoki and human element. What are you sharing about your studio and your game at this event?
Yeah, well, right now we're just getting started. So what we're showing here at Game Lab 2012 is really talking about what we're doing that's new and fresh in terms of how we design games. Not so much getting into the details of the human element, but a little bit about, how the players can interface with them and what we're doing with cross-genre and cross-platform play, which is I'm most excited about.
So that's the main idea you wanted young developers to pick up from your speech?
Exactly, is that like we live in an age of game design right now where we are not limited or restricted by the same things we had in the past on how we distribute games, how we design games, and what we're designing games for. Because in the past, we really were, mechanic focused. We're like, okay, we're making a shooter and a shooter for consoles or PCs, so we're talking about that mouse to computer interface. But really, we have so much more open to us nowadays because, we have things like smart glass technology. We have stuff like, mobile to TV interfaces that we can use in our design. So that's what I'm really focusing on and wanting to share with other designers is our approach to that multi-platform, multi-genre sort of design mentality of like, we're not designing for one genre anymore. Like what we're doing with Human Element, where the at-home PC console experience is that first-person survival experience. Yeah. On mobile, it's completely different. It's not even the same genre. It's not even the same interface, because I believe that when you do multiple systems, there are ways that they can impact and engage with each other that allow and make more games accessible to every game type. So me, I love first person. When I'm playing at home, that's the experience I want to say. But say my girlfriend enjoys the universe of Human Element, but she doesn't want to play the same game that I'm playing. So she can open up the mobile version. She can be playing a strategy, resource management sort of game, and our alliance is benefiting me through stats, through supplies, through things she's doing there, but we're not playing alongside each other.
So it's the official word is it's some sort of zombie game, survival horror, and that's the only thing we can know about it right now.
Well, Human Element as a whole is a first-person survival game. Now, the thing is, the story of the game takes place 35 years after the event, and that event happens to be a zombie apocalypse. But this is not a zombie game, because in this world, it's 35 years after. We know how to deal with zombies. They're slow, they're stupid, they immobilize themselves long before they get to us. What we're examining is that fall of society, the human element behind the apocalypse. The survivors who are strong enough and smart enough to kill us, to take what we want, to survive. So we're really looking at giving you the tools to survive in this world the way you want to survive, Not everyone is action focused. Not everyone, wants to fight for what they want. Some people, if you're fighting on the hardest difficulty, you're an adult with a child. You want to avoid confrontation. You want to rebuild resilience of society. You want to create fortifications. You're taking a more intelligence approach to the apocalypse, but you still have to deal with these other elements in the world. The survival or the action focused guys, the stealth focused guys. And I think that diversity of player really adds to the depth and excitement of what the Human Element world is.
You mentioned smart glass thing, multi-platform development, and it's some sort of survival. So that makes it pretty easy to ask about the Wii U and the Zombie U game. I don't know if you have seen the concept in action,
right?
Because in the Zombie U game, you have to do some things on your pad without pausing the game. And then the zombie are around on the TV, wanting to catch you. Is that kind of feeling you wanted to add to your human element game, because it was like that irrational fear. I think it was the official description. Do you think some concept like that could add to that concept?
It could be additive to it for sure, but what we're looking at are very different ways of enabling, both smart glass and both handheld and both tablets as well. I think of adding in a completely new gameplay experience to the thing. So think of it in this sense, okay? So you're playing Human Element at home, either on the PC or on the console, the at-home experience. You're out surviving, you get injured, you're hurt. You need medical supplies. You either don't want to risk going out and getting them in-game, or you have already looked and you can't find anything. But there's a pharmacy 4 miles up the street in real life. So you get out, you get in your car, you open up a Human Element on your tablet, on your iPad or your iPhone or your Android tablet, and we're now overlaying the world of Human Element onto Google Maps API, on Foursquare Business API, and we're pulling in all that data of your real world into the game. So now you're scavenging real world locations, like that pharmacy up the street, for supplies that you know that they have, and feeding those supplies back to your character in game. So it really allows you to use the entire world as your playing field. And that's what I'm talking about when I say, when you're engaging with this world on tablet, it doesn't have to be first person. It doesn't have to be the same genre. You can play this independently, but it adds to your experience on the console.
But it's the same game, and that's going beyond the game. It's what you're looking for. It's almost like playing with augmented reality on many devices at the same time.
But within universe, exactly. And you're continuing your character, you're continuing your progression. You're playing with the same person that you're playing at the at-home experience. They're not separate characters. While they are very unique and different gameplay experiences, they're all tied into the universe of Human Element. And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about we're designing a universe first and game mechanics last. It's not that the game mechanics aren't important. You have to nail those. Those have to be polished. But it's about really approaching this world in a way of like, let's not limit ourselves to PC. Let's not limit ourselves to console. There are so many unique ways that our players can engage in our universe. Let's tailor those experiences to those interfaces.
Looks really promising, really innovative. When can we check that out? Because it's something like really difficult to understand until we play.
It's a very ambitious project. We're looking at the at-home experience to be released in 2015. That's the PC console experience. But what's exciting is, that takes place 35 years after the event. I'm really excited about how we can come out with smaller indie titles, either on mobile or arcade, that introduce you to the world a month after the event, 2 months after the event, and start telling a story and allowing you to build that character leading up to that 2015.
Okay, thank you very much. That will be another war to fight for.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.